The Voynich manuscript is dated back to around 1404 to 1434. Handwritten, nobody could decode it.
For over 600 years, one book has stood at the crossroads of mystery, madness, and medieval bathtubs. A book that has baffled scholars, cryptographers, physicists, computer scientists, and pretty much every smart person who's taken a stab at it. Now, a German Egyptologist claims he's cracked the code. But has he really? Let's talk about the Voynich manuscript. Act 1. The strangest book on earth. Imagine this. A 240-page medieval codex written in a language no one understands, literally no one. The pages are filled with bizarre illustrations, strange plants, astrological symbols, and a frankly excessive number of naked women in bathtubs. Some centerfold-worthy stuff? You could say it's spicy, in a very confusing, scholarly way. Experts can't even agree on what it is. A medical text? A pharmacological guide? An alien diary? Or just a medieval prank that got way out of hand? Whatever it is, it's written in a completely unknown script, illustrated with star-shaped flowers, dragons nibbling on leaves, and endless depictions of, bathtubs. Some shaped like ovaries, others oozing green goo. There are pipes, pools, rivers. Some even think it's describing a plumbing system for fairy gardens. And through it all, naked women. So many naked women. Act 2. Who's tried to decode it? Everyone's taken a swing at this thing. Cryptographers, medieval historians, FBI codebreakers, even Alan Turing, the guy who literally cracked the Nazis' Enigma code, came up short. That's right. Turing, 0, Voynich, 1. The book's origins? It's written on calfskin, carbon dated to the early 1400s. That's 15th century northern Italy, according to pigment analysis. So, someone had a lot of free time during the Black Death. The manuscript is divided into sections. Herbal, strange, unknown plants. Astrological, zodiac signs that are sort of familiar but slightly off. Biological, mostly naked women in tubs. Pharmacological, bottles, roots, and alchemical-looking stuff. And recipes, in what appears to be a completely invented language. The most famous section? Biological. That's the one with all the bathing ladies. In pipes, in ovaries, in rivers, in what might be a medieval health spa, or a very specific fantasy. Act 3. So who made this thing? The first known owner was Holy Roman Emperor Rudolph II in the 1500s. The book cost him 600 gold ducats, about $100,000 today. Not a bad price for something nobody can read. From there, it bounced through alchemists, physicians, monks, and collectors, eventually disappearing for 250 years before resurfacing in 1912, when Polish book dealer Wilfred Voynich bought it. Hence the name. He spent the rest of his life trying to crack it. Spoiler, he didn't. Some accused him of forging it. But carbon dating proved it's definitely medieval. Unless Wilfred Voynich also had a time machine, we can rule him out. Act 4. Modern solutions. Over the years, more than 60 people have claimed to have solved the Voynich manuscript. All have been debunked. Let's look at a few of the highlights. 2017, TV writer Nicholas Gibbs said it was a women's health guide written in Latin abbreviations. Sounds promising, until Latin experts tore it apart like a college essay written by ChatGPT on caffeine and panic. 2019, David Cheshire, a linguist from the University of Bristol, claimed it was written in Proto-Romance language. Media blew it up. Within days, the academic community shut it down. His research was full of leaps, assumptions, and conveniently vague translations. 2016, 2 computer scientists tried Hebrew. Their method? They typed Voynich symbols into Google Translate. Their first sentence? She made recommendations to the priest men of the house and me. Sounds like the start of a bad sitcom. Hebrew scholars? Not impressed. Act 5, the German claim. Which brings us to 2024. A German Egyptologist, Rainer Hannig, steps forward. He says the manuscript is based on Hebrew, but written in a coded form. He noticed certain recurring symbols in the manuscript that resemble Hebrew characters. Slowly, painstakingly, he matched these to potential Hebrew letters. He even managed to translate a few words, then sentences. Hannig said it would take years to complete a full translation, but the code, he believes, is cracked. Unfortunately, experts in ancient Hebrew were less enthusiastic. They pointed out that Hannig took some serious liberties, like assuming letter values without basis, stretching grammar rules, and using phrases that wouldn't make sense in any form of Hebrew. In other words, interesting effort, but probably another dead end. Act 6. The Alien Theory Alien. Of course, when science fails, conspiracy theories step up. One of the most popular is the alien hypothesis. The idea goes, an extraterrestrial being crash-landed on Earth in the 1400s. With no way home and lots of time, he wrote a book chronicling his life, observations, and possibly his attempts at early bathtub-based interstellar travel. Seriously, Google Voynich plus aliens and fall into a rabbit hole you may never escape. There are people out there who think the astrological diagrams don't match any known constellations on Earth, that the language is not of this planet, that the entire manuscript is an alien's diary or user manual, written in their native tongue. Honestly, still more coherent than some modern textbooks. Act 7. The most likely theory. So if it's not Hebrew, not Latin, not alien, and not a prank by a TV writer, what is it? One of the most plausible theories is that it was created by a con man. Enter Edward Kelly, 16th century mystic, con artist, and professional weirdo. Kelly claimed he could speak to angels through a scrying mirror and often produced bizarre texts in an angelic language he called Enochian. Sound familiar? Some think the Voynich manuscript may be a leftover relic of one of his cons, possibly sold to Emperor Rudolph II for a hefty sum. The angels didn't leave much explanation. If that's true, the whole book could be a very elaborate hoax, but a beautiful one. Today, the Voynich manuscript rests in Yale University's Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library under careful preservation. You can actually view a scanned copy online. Every page, every illustration, every indecipherable word, and people still study it, still debate it, still dream of cracking the code. Because it's not just a puzzle, it's art. It's a window into the mind of someone, somewhere, who is either an absolute genius or just really, really weird. So, has the Voynich manuscript finally been decoded? Nope. But every theory, every attempt, every strange Google Translate experiment brings us one step closer, or at least reminds us how beautifully weird human curiosity can be. The best cryptographers are stumped. The best computers are baffled. Ancient language experts are scratching their heads. Maybe we really are just waiting for an angel to stop by and explain the thing. Until then, we'll keep flipping pages and floating in mystery, like the women in those bathtubs. Thanks for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed today's episode, smash that like button, share with a friend, and remember, be safe, be kind, and stay curious.